Hey guys, welcome to 5,000 Miles, where we react to and review our favorite television shows and movies. My name is John. This is Brandy up in her new little sidecar here.
And my name's Vince, and I'm 5,000 miles away on Maui.
And we have reached the end of season 17 of Always Sunny. It's been a nice ride. Just checked out the finale, episode 8, entitled The Golden Bachelor Live, where we finally catch up with Frank and we see what he's going through in his quest for love.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was fantastic to finally see the culmination of these last couple episodes because in the last two episodes, Frank hasn't been around that much. We've known that he was doing some sort of like Golden Bachelor thing, and it was nice to finally see the Golden Bachelor episode.
Ultimately, Frank's got what boiled down to three choices. He was not feeling the older women whatsoever. No surprise. Yeah, so he had his choices, and we see how that all plays out and what effect he's had on the show's broadcast and how they were considering having to cancel it or whatever. And about three-quarters of the way, halfway, see how Frank's decision is going to affect the rest of the gang and their take on it. That's ultimately what happened.
Did you have a feeling that he wasn't going to like any of the older women when they were getting out of the car?
It dawned on me the second that they pulled up that when these older people walk out, the Golden Bachelor, meaning old women, Frank's going to have no parts of it. I remember he goes out on a date with this woman, and she's for that he dated in high school. And she's like, Frank, talking to him about his kids or her kids or whatever. And he's like, this ain't going to work out. She's like, Frank, I'm 4 years younger than you. He's like, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
Frank does not like older women.
I thought it was funny that they said that this was the first time in the show's history that they actually considered canceling the show, The Golden Bachelor,
Yeah.
just
Yes.
based on Frank's actions because he was acting so crazy. So I thought that was really funny.
This is the first season in Bachelor history where we considered ending the entire franchise altogether. But boy, are we glad we didn't. Because Frank captured our hearts.
Yeah, Frank was so eccentric that they had to consider ending the franchise. Is how
Right.
they
And
put it.
only Frank could have that effect on a TV series.
I thought it was great when he's sitting there at the very beginning and the car's pulling up. And I think did you pick up on him saying that he mentioned he took some blueies?
Oh, yeah. Meaning some Viagra.
Yeah, he's like, we got to get this show on the road. I got about an hour to get this done.
And they're like, we have like a whole season that we have to film. We can't just bang everything out and have your choice in the first one.
So then he brings out, we get a brand new character, Cock Chua,
Which
which
was
to
so
me,
funny, dude.
it's got to be a play on the Hawk 2 girl.
Yeah, she was sort of like an amalgamation of like the Haktua girl and just like streamer girls in general. It was really interesting to see their sort of take on like the most kind of like TikTok-y viral NPC streamer girl that they could come up with, and they came up with Cock Chua, and her catchphrase was "Chew on that thing."
On that thing.
Which uh it was kind of funny that instead of like spit on that thing, it was chew on that thing, which as Frank found out is not that pleasant.
No, I think there was a couple of times when he said like he's mentioning the sexual interaction that he had with her, and he's like, "My cock was chewed to shit," or "She gnawed it down to a stump."
Gnawed it down to a stump is hilarious.
Was really funny. I mean, I remember an episode where the snail is like jerking him off under a table,
Right.
and he's like, "You're just mashing it now." It just made me think of his dick being abused in the past.
Something that I really loved to see was the one older woman that he could actually tolerate, Samantha or Sam, that was played by Carol Kane. And we've
Yeah,
seen Carol Kane in a couple other great things. She played the Penguin's mom in Gotham, and Danny DeVito played the Penguin in the Tim Burton Batman movies. So that was
Batman Returns. Yeah,
a little kind of connection there. She was in Kimmy Schmidt, as you well know,
love Kimmy
and
Schmidt. Love Tina
and
Fey.
she was also in the show Taxi with Danny DeVito.
There it is. So that I think that's probably where the connection was, like writer room pick that like might actually have some chemistry with DeVito. And
Yeah.
perfect choice. Perfect choice.
Yeah, she's a great longtime character actress. She's certainly no stranger to comedy sitcoms. And so I think she was a great person to bring into this. The way they played her character, I was sort of thinking that like she would be a good fit for Frank's character.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. I want to talk about how it ended. But before we get off of Cockchua, when she's sitting on the couch making those like guttural sounds and just being like,
Gang, gang. Choo, choo.
yeah, I love Always Sunny's take on the shallowness of TikTok there, like that little comment that they're making, because it harkens back to Dee when they like phonied her way into being a comedian with Landslide. And she's just up on stage, like just going, I'll rip my pubes out, and just like making ridiculous noises, and everybody having to accept that the lowest common denominator of comedy is actually what's going to take. And this was them kind of making that point again when she's just sitting on the couch, essentially making noises, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at, guys. Just like last week when they said the thing about that's what good art is, right? They slip in their own frustrations with shallow culture, and I love that shit.
No, I think that's a really astute observation. Let's talk about Samantha a little bit. I loved the scene where she's talking to Frank about her ex-husband who
Yeah,
got eaten by a shark, and the shark only bit off the top half, so only the bottom half was left.
They say he got chomped in two by a great white while he was snorkeling off the coast of Maine.
Wicked.
And there's a hilarious moment where Frank
I
goes,
know what you're gonna say.
he goes, "Did you keep the dong?" And she looks at him with almost like a little bit of like surprise, and she goes, "Of course."
Of course,
Of
exactly.
course. And then she goes, "I had it pickled and put in a jar." And Frank goes,
That's what I would have wanted.
Yeah, it's just like that's the level that you can connect on Frank with.
yeah.
That ridiculous.
That ridiculous
pretty funny,
story
man.
was what Frank really loved, and they ended up like spending the whole night talking and didn't even have sex. Which, opposed to Chua, they had sex immediately and they had sex 3 times.
3 times, yeah. I didn't think that there was any way that they were gonna have Frank actually decide on somebody that he's gonna be with possibly into the future. But when they did go there, and as much as like a corny little cheesy thing, it wasn't actually meant to pull at the heartstrings. It did surprise me that he decided on somebody that I guess we've got to assume she's going to be in the first episode of next season, even if it's just to say that Frank ditched her.
I kind of was like starting to think like, hey, this would be a really nice character arc for Frank. Throughout this entire season, we've seen a lot of moments of them hearkening back to early seasons and talking about the passage of time and them getting older and everything, and also like where are they going with the restaurant and all this stuff. And I thought like this would be a nice season to have a character have a little bit more of a character arc and have Frank maybe finally settle down with somebody. And I was really seeing like him making this connection with Samantha, and I thought it would be really cool. And then when they had that moment where like he slid the note under the door and it said like that she was dumped, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like classic, very crass, Always Sunny style that they're
Yeah.
just gonna have them end it. But then we get that really touching moment at the end, at the
As
very
much as it
end.
can be
Yeah, where
for Frank Reynolds.
he does the classic go run in the rain, and
Yeah.
stop her when she's getting on the bus.
Samantha! 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 Samantha, don't get on that bus. I'm a jerk. I'm an idiot. But most of all, I'm a coward. I didn't let you go because I didn't like you. I got rid of you because I like you too much, and it scared the shit out of me.
I thought that was a really great moment. And do you think that the writers will allow that to last?
Honestly, no, I don't.
So you
Because you
think
can't
they're gonna come back like next season and just be like, nah, it's done.
within an episode or two, she'll be gone, and they'll just kick back into the regular old bullshit. We can't have some woman actually getting in between Charlie and Frank. That's the real relationship, Charlie and
Yeah.
Frank.
Although that would be some interesting tension for season 18 though.
Or yeah, who knows? Maybe Charlie will undermine the whole thing just to get Frank back.
Yeah, we saw
You
that
know,
they already did try to undermine the Golden Bachelor stuff by setting off that giant like chemical bomb,
yeah, that
which
elephant
and
thing that
yeah, elephant toothpaste bomb, which is like a
yeah.
viral YouTube thing that people do a lot. But then we saw a callback to the Nair joke where Charlie put a bunch of Nair in there as well, which is
Yeah.
why like their hair was all messed up in addition to them being dyed green.
There was no mix-up in the laboratory, no neglect of the pH balance. It was my jealousy of these women that drove me to surreptitiously add 20 gallons of their hair removal into the concoction.
Yeah, I thought that every member of the gang's opinion on what was going on was perfect. You know, fucking D loves that Cockchua's got a catchphrase, so she wants to get a catchphrase as well.
I'm a barf on it.
What?
That's not your line.
What are you doing?
I just got a catchphrase that I do. You know what I mean?
kidding.
Barf on that thing, y'all.
Yeah, she was trying to weasel her own catchphrase into the mix.
Yeah, Charlie is only concerned with how it's going to affect his living arrangement, so he's
Yeah.
against it entirely.
Right.
And
Dennis
D
was
and
concerned
Dennis,
about their money as well. You know,
not a
because
surprise
they're
there.
like they straight up told her like, "Hey, you're not getting the money." And then Samantha was like,
I have my own money.
You do. Explain yourself.
I got chicken money.
Right. So yeah, that's all that Dennis cared about, was making sure that he gets his dough as well. And then Mac really didn't play a big part in this episode. He was just kind of disgusted by Cockchua.
"Yeah, of course, Mac would not be into that, but Frank was totally into it."
And so yeah, let's mention Charlie's mom for sure. This is where we need to end it, because Charlie's mom showing up, as far as just a viewing of the episode, it was like, oh, of course, Charlie's mom. Yeah, Frank's been banging her forever. There was one point where Charlie was against it, and you know, he's always had this on again, off again thing with Charlie's mom, obviously, because at one point they thought Frank was Charlie's actual father. So all of that stuff from a comical standpoint was great, and from a fan standpoint, just to see Charlie's mom in any episode is always great. So
Yeah.
okay, Always Sunny fan, 2 thumbs up. So the fact that actress Lynn Marie Stewart actually passed in reality, I got goosebumps, man, for a moment, because I love those guys so freaking much. And so you want to talk about end of an era type stuff. It's really fucking sad, man.
Yeah, I mean, she's been with them since the beginning of the series.
Since the absolute jump, man. And so my heart goes out to the Always Sunny crew. For them to not have to alter the plot and her to be in the episode means that she passed right after shooting Wrapped. I'll thank her for all the laughs over the years, and just tip my cap to what she did for Always Sunny. And I feel for the guys, man.
Yeah. So all in all, I thought it was a great episode. It might have been definitely one of my favorite episodes of the entire season, and this was a really great season as well. There's a lot of really funny moments, a lot of really poignant moments, and a lot of looking back as well. We got a lot of references to old episodes in this season, and a lot of not just looking back, but also looking forward, and sort of a lot of the characters recognizing the passage of time and them getting older. And I
Yeah.
mean, they're the 17 years into this series.
17 seasons in, more like 20 to 22 years since it
Yeah.
actually first aired. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy to think about how far the characters have come, how far the cast and crew have come making the show
Yeah.
over the past almost 2 decades, and how far we have come. I'm 5,000 miles away. I've literally I've literally gone a long way from Philadelphia. So yeah, man, what a great season. I really enjoyed this season.
Yeah, absolutely nothing stale about it whatsoever. Every time that they tap back into old stuff, they hit the nail on the head. It's never shoehorned in. It never feels inappropriate. I'm very happy with it. I'm so glad that they're still making the time for it and they're still making us laugh. So thank you, Always Sunny. Great season. Love it. But for you Always Sunny fans out there, and some of you had made some comments, which I really appreciated. We will do some follow-up Always Sunny content.
Yeah, so this isn't the end of our Always Sunny content, but this is the end of us discussing the episodes for the season. And yeah, just make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for more Always Sunny content. Really looking forward to it. I guess that's going to wrap it up for this week. And until next time, stay sunny.
See you on the next one, guys. Say bye, Brandy.